Hi, lovelies. It's your girl Pickles, and welcome to week one. Week one is about setting SMART goals, and SMART is an acronym which I will break down in a little bit. Um, where was I? Train of thought just pew. Oh, so I've been having a little bit of a rough patch, but all that matters is that I'm getting back on the horse, and I'm not giving up when it comes to my weight loss goals. Um, I can't remember where I weighed in on the last video, but I currently weigh 194 pounds, 194.2 pounds. So I don't know if I'm the same or whatever. I did lose some weight, but I gained some during my last little binge because, ooh, binge. Anyways, um, darn it. Okay. Anyways, I know what I was gonna get to. I shouldn't beat myself up about it for the simple fact that overall I have lost weight because when I started my whole weight loss thing, I was at 203 pounds, and despite me not working out and having a proper diet, I've managed to keep my weight under 200 for a few months now. So instead of beating myself up about not being where I wanted to be at this point in time, I should celebrate the fact that I am keeping myself under 200 pounds, which is a good thing. Granted, I know I'm like really close, but I could be closer. So celebrate those small victories. That's one thing that I want you guys to remember. Like, even when you fall off, like, if you accomplish something, celebrate that. Like, be proud of that and focus that you have achieved something instead of the negative of, oh, I'm still fat. Oh, I still have so much more. No, celebrate these little milestones as they come along because they're important for your confidence and pushing you to go on. So let's get into these SMART goals. That's the acronym. There's the picture on the screen. Okay, I think that's been up long enough. So the S is for specific. A good goal includes specific details. For example, a goal to exercise is not really more specific. I have a hard time saying that word, but don't mind me. But a goal to walk like 30 minutes every day, that's, that is detailed. You want to add some details into your goal, is what I'm saying. Now, the M is for measurable. So you want to make sure when you're making these goals, you can measure your like progress, your success. So, like, let's say for me, um, hmm, what's a good example? Like, say I want to do 50 push-ups, but I can't really do 50 push-ups yet. So each day I would track how many push-ups I'm doing, and then I can see like whether I'm improving or doing less. So I can measure that. Like, if you want to lose 10 pounds in a month, you can measure that. That's a measurable. Okay. So obtainable, which I think might be the most important part of this whole acronym, because you don't want to set goals that you can't actually do. You don't want to say, okay, I want to lose 70 pounds in a month. I mean, it's possible, but it's dangerous and very unhealthy. Like, unless you're like 1,000 pounds, I would not recommend dropping. Even if you're 1,000 pounds, I probably still wouldn't recommend dropping 70 pounds in a month. I would have to do the math on that, but we're not going to get into that. Okay? So you want to make sure your goals are obtainable. You want to make sure you have enough time and resources to actually achieve the goal that you set. If you don't have those things, you need to scale back on your goal, because not hitting your goals can, just chip away at your confidence, and that's not what we want. We want you to be successful and feel successful. So for me, I don't shoot for more than 2 pounds a week. I'm not trying to lose more than that, because I think it's like you shouldn't lose more than like 1 to 2% of your body weight a week, which usually ends up being like 1 or 2 pounds. Forgot to put on lip gloss. Lips are dry. Um, so a pound is like 3,500 calories for a pound of fat. And to lose that pound, you need to cut or burn 500 calories a day. And what I mean by cut, that's like take it out of your diet, and then burn, exercise. So the best recommendation I can give is cutting 250 and burning 250 for that pound. Now, if you want to do 2 pounds, then you double that. You cut 500 and you burn 500. Because you can do this without exercising, but it's really hard to outtrain a bad diet. And it's just easier to be more active and cut from your diet than to just purely cut from your diet, because you'll be more successful if you're doing it that way. That way you're not like starving yourself on food, because you'll have calorie targets, and I'll post a link to one of my favorite websites to like show you how many calories you're supposed to be eating based on your activity level. I think I did that in week 0, but I don't mind doing it again. So for me, when I am exercising, I can easily burn the 500 calories. That's not a problem. And cutting 500 usually isn't a problem. It's just like when I make dinner, because my husband doesn't like all that healthy jazz, and I'm too lazy to cook 2 separate meals, so I usually have to eat a lot less during the day. That way, when it comes dinner time, I'm not going over my calories because dinner is so heavy. So I'll either have to just like eat something separate. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that. But so far, my method has been lower calories during the day and then eating heavy at night, which probably isn't the best. But honestly, at the end of the day, you can lose weight however you want to, as long as you are burning more than you are consuming. You will lose weight. You might not lose as much as you want, but you will lose weight as long as you follow that formula. It's that simple. Okay, so realistic. That's the R. For most people, a realistic outcome is losing 5 to 10% of their current body weight. Process goals must also be realistic. For example, your doctor can help you determine a daily calorie goal based on your current weight and health. Setting an unrealistic goal may result in disappointment or the temptation to give up altogether. So that kind of goes back to attainable. Your goals being realistic. So you don't want to try to lose like a pound a day. That's not realistic unless, like I was saying, you're a certain weight, because there are 3,500 calories in a pound. So that means you would have to cut or burn 3,500 calories every day. I'm pretty sure most of us are not eating that much that we can afford to cut and burn that much. Like, that's some Biggest Loser type stuff right there. And I don't know if you've seen like some of the articles online, but Biggest Loser contestants aren't doing so well because they're putting their bodies through way too much too soon, and their bodies are fighting back, and they end up being worse off. Like, just take it slow and steady, okay? Slow and steady wins the race. Be the tortoise, not the hare, when it comes to weight loss. All right, and the last letter, T, trackable. You want to make sure that you can track your goals. And tracking your goals is actually really important, because you might not feel like you're making progress, but you can see it if you're tracking it. Like, I'm all for tracking. I'm just kind of lazy. Like, I really should take picture progress. So week 2 is when I'm going to start getting into like exercises, dieting, food lists, and stuff like that. So when that comes along, I'll have a start picture, because week 2 is when, like, in the gym, doing my jams, no more fucking around. Week 2, okay? So I think what I'm gonna do, I haven't decided what outfit I want to do, but the whole point of like having your pictures, for me, I want it to be an outfit that, or even my swimsuit, because I have this super cute Deadpool swimsuit, which might be what I'll do it in, because I keep telling you guys I'm gonna wear a bikini this year. That's my bikini, my Deadpool bikini. But so I'll probably take a picture in that for my starter, and I'll have my measurements and everything, and then every week I'll put on the bikini, and then I'll actually have a timeline to see my progress and my results. And I'll also continue tracking my weight online with Fat Secret. That is my favorite food diary, guys. I'm telling you, awesome site. Definitely check that one out. Granted, I haven't tried other ones, but I didn't need to because Fat Secret had everything I needed. And I promise you, they don't pay me anything. Nobody pays me anything, okay? Nobody. Except for my job. They pay me. Anyways, so that's SMART, okay? Specific, freaking measurable, obtainable, realistic, and trackable. So you want to make sure that your goals fit those criteria, and I promise you, you will be more successful. Pretty sure. Because, I, I don't want to say I promise, but you should. You should be more successful if you do that because the realistic and obtainable parts should keep you on track. I don't think I actually had anything planned for this one because week one is about setting those goals. I will have some resources in the notes section of Curvy Girl. I'm not putting them in the YouTube section because that just gets all jumbled up. But I think that's everything I need for you guys. I'll make sure and I'll just add to the end of this if I'm missing something. Peace, lovelies! Anyway, I forget something. So here's an example of me using the SMART acronym to make a good goal. I will lose 15 pounds in 8 weeks by reducing my calorie intake by 1,000 calories every day and committing at least 30 minutes of my day to exercising. So that goal right there has all the criteria. Okay, I'm saying how I'm going to do it, which is by cutting my calories and by also exercising. I have determined how much weight, 15 pounds, and a reasonable time frame, 8 weeks, which actually gives me a little wiggle room because I can safely lose up to 2 pounds a week at my current weight. But instead of saying 16, I did 15 because I know something might pop up that might hinder my weight loss. I hope it doesn't, and I'm going to try to avoid it. But I gave myself a little wiggle room, 15 pounds in 8 weeks. This is trackable because I have a food diary, so I can list all my foods, see where I'm going with my calories, how I'm doing, and actually track my progress. I probably could have added that I'll take progress pictures in that goal, but kind of don't need to because mostly where my tracking is going to be with my food diary. When I look at my food diary and see how well I did with my eating, I feel so much better and definitely I'll get into that. So, I'm gonna make week 2 about food choices because I kind of want to introduce you guys into it, and it's kind of I know it's going slow because it's week by week, and you're getting the information bit by bit. But I'm trying to figure out the best way to get the information out to you guys, so I don't want to bum rush you with everything because that can be a little overwhelming. Essentially, just remember that the way to lose weight, it's simple. The science is burn more than you eat. So as long as you can keep doing that, you'll be fine. Pretty much. I mean, there's some things you can do to mess that up, but pretty much as long as you burn more than you eat, you'll be fine.